well put together and delivered to me, which is rare. Most co-hosts don't actually let me see what we're getting ready to talk about. You have delivered to me why wise business outsource technology support rather than hire employees in-house. You're going to tell me why I need to hire a company like you instead of hire somebody like you to be in-house.
That's correct.
Okay,
That's
I'm,
correct.
I'm ready for your bullet points.
Yeah, well, hold on.
excuse
Yeah,
me.
but you called me in here to talk
Oh,
about technology.
excuse me.
But I
Yes,
want to talk about the wisdom, the word wise in there, right? So I don't know if you know that Bible story about.
No, is this going to be a test?
About it's got to be like one of the top 12 favorites in the Bible. But Solomon has a dream, and God says, "Hey, ask me for anything." And what does Solomon ask for? He asks for wisdom because he knows he can't run the place by himself.
Okay.
He expresses his humility and asks God for wisdom. So
Where's that at in the Bible? I just thought I'd
I
test
think
you.
it's in Kings somewhere. if I would, Google.
I bet you Thurman
Hey,
knows.
Google.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm not saying it's a direct correlation by any
Okay.
means, but what Solomon recognized was he was not capable of doing it all on his own, and so he asked for wisdom to do it.
And
Wise? Yes.
I will tell you something. This is not just a sales pitch for James to say use a third party like us. It really is the right thing to do. The evidence of that is when I called you about the town getting hacked and and all the communication and stuff. It got so bad they had to use sticky notes
Yes.
to supply information back and forth. But you led me to believe, and then the town also led me to believe that the solution was like 3 or 4 different layers, 3 or 4 different third parties coming in to try and protect the town services. So it makes sense that a business should do the same thing.
Correct. There was a cybersecurity event, and the person who is on the town's IT staff, as great an IT provider as that person may be, should not have gone it alone and did not go alone. So there was some wisdom applied there, and they pulled in outside sources that had more experience than one person did.
Right.
So
Okay.
First item on why wise business outsource technology support is cost savings. So you look at the price of we'll take a 5-person law firm. You hire an IT guy at $80,000-$90,000 a year. That's a big old chunk coming out of there. You're probably
Right.
better off. You can probably outsource it for less than $15,000 a year,
Right.
and get better support in the long run.
Right.
So cost savings is there.
Okay.
Number 2, access to expertise. One person cannot know it all. So there's this guy named
And more
Marty.
that's becoming more obvious. I mean, it's clear that even you guys work together and communicate and that sort of stuff.
I work together with direct competitors time and time again because they have something that I need, or I have something that they need. And
Okay.
so it is really COVID helped us a great deal with that also. Or we're looking at today's September 11th. Remember, the whole world, the whole United States came together at that point. Everybody worked together. We really were working together at that
Right.
point for a long time after that. And COVID came around, and we started working better again, and that's the way it goes. So,
Okay.
number 3, flexibility. So, if I
Give me an
am-
idea what that looks like, because a guy like me that not really an IT guy, what does that look like when you say flexibility?
Yeah, so my best example is that I had a firm out of Mooresville that would do site surveys and bury fiber optic cables for companies. They had a big contract with maybe a state or county or something, and one day the contract ended. If they had had the 3 IT people on staff that they required the attention of at that time, then when that contract had ended, 3 people would have been out on the street, or they would have been carrying the payroll of 3 people during that time. They would have been sitting around twiddling their thumbs. Instead, they had contracted with us. I had enough staffing. I had probably 8 or 12 employees at the time, and so we did a fractional information technology provider, and we split it between those people. And when that company lost that contract and started to downsize very quickly, they didn't have to worry about IT.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Improved focus. When many times. I have an attorney down in Charlotte right now, and I met him through his dog. That's another story we won't get into. But he said, I just redid all my IT. You can see it sitting over there on the filing cabinet.
And I looked over. Statement alone.
Yes, I looked over.
Sounded Joe-like.
I looked over and I saw this one PC sitting on a file cabinet without a keyboard, without a mouse, without a monitor, and it had a network cable plugged into it. And it was obviously on. And I thought, what in the heck has that guy done? Why was he not concentrating on his active cases instead of trying to figure out IT to get it to the point that it is? I think his dog may have been smarter than him. So improve focus. Don't worry about the IT. Pass it off to somebody else. Let them deal with it because we deal with it all day long.
And the truth is, if we are all doing our jobs and our industries well, the amount of time and energy and research it takes me to stay on top of small business is all consuming, right? I can't add to it.
Oh yes,
IT work, right?
Yeah, you're right.
And that would be the case for anybody in any industry that they're in.
How many times has someone said to me, James, what are you doing? Why are you painting? Shouldn't you be out looking for your next client? And I'm painting a wall for the shop that may or may not bring in $150 a day.
Right.
So, yeah. And the last one is reduced risk. So the more proficient an IT provider is, the less risk you have. The more that you want to be an IT provider, the higher risk you are going to have.
Can I add one more to your list?
Yes, please.
Which whoa, this is
it's not there yet. Let's stop and review what you're about to say. I'm going to put a big old accepted, or let's see, yes over here, no over here. Let's see it.
If my additional bullet point is good, I have competed with the Terminator himself. Just to be clear on that.
Let's hear what you have to say.
And James.
Yes.
Now I lost my train of thought.
You had it.
Oh, it was so good.
I'm going to have to put that in the no box. Good job, Joe. But but you know what?
Reduced, Rick. Where was I going with this? Oh, got it back. The reduced liability is very important. For example, my clients want to know that their information is protected. And if I'm trying to do that in-house, that is much more difficult, and I'm personally liable for that information. But if I am allowing a third party like your company to
who maintains the proper cybersecurity insurance.
That's correct.
Just in case.
So that liability is very, very helpful for me, which I believe you've missed off this list, which means, boom, I'm up there with the Terminator. Say it. Come on, say it.
This is because outsourcing companies typically have insurance to cover their liability in case of a data breach or other incident. This can help businesses protect their data and assets.
Okay, almost got it.
But,
you
know what?
Okay, yeah. I got it.
But hey, at least you're paying attention. I appreciate that.
Okay, yeah.
But now that's not without going that we know that when we outsource IT, there's some loss of control.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Just like when I outsource bookkeeping, there's some loss of control.
Or time. Is that probably, what I like to tell small business people is losing control isn't the actual physical control, because you can instruct things to be done the way you want them to be done. It is the time of those things happening. Would you agree with that? Give me that one.
I will give you that one. Absolutely. Yes. And
I
communication.
mean, it is a tough road with you. Yes.
And communication challenges. So if I'm talking to a very high-skilled tax accountant, they're probably going to use some terminology that I am unfamiliar with. If I am talking to a person in my company or to myself in my head, I'm probably going to use terminology that I understand.
Right.
So certainly outsource it for tax preparation. But anyway.
Well, this one is important. Like, without a guy like you, I cannot communicate what I'm thinking. Like, I need you to translate dummy talk, right? So it can actually get done.
Oh, I see. Yes, you need a translator.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes, okay,
that's
absolutely,
right.
yes.
Okay,
yes,
good.
You're right. And then the last one, security risk. When you hire someone, you're letting them in. You're letting them into your. So a proper vetting should be done for an IT provider or an accountant or any other subcontractor or contractor position.
That should be a whole section on how I should check them out, because I don't know how to check them out. You
Oh,
could
you
be a
should know
mass
that.
murderer. You could be a mass murderer.
And you've had me on the radio how many times with you? Wouldn't that be great?
Massive
Just from
amount.
a story perspective. People would be collecting the videos going, wow, man, he seems so normal. He's so
They're not
unassuming.
saying about anybody on this show.
So, and then there's some pieces that take in it. The size of and complexity of the IT, the specific needs, the budget, the level of control that you need, security risks playing all into it.
Thanks, Muddy. I
Thank
appreciate
you.
it.